Well, it's interesting because this PIB, we understand, is seeks to harmonize, I think, about 16 laws
Yes.
governing the oil and gas industry.
That's right.
I was listening to a presentation last year in Lagos about this PIB, and then they said in about 10 to 15 years, something is going to happen in the oil industry across the world, because if United States employs that technology to extract shale,
Sure, yeah. Cracking, yeah.
China has adopted that
Yeah.
technology. United States will now stop importing
Importing that
75% of its oil.
Yeah.
So even if you have your oil, you may have to beg somebody to buy.
Exactly.
So all of these dynamics, are you in touch with anyone in the National Assembly concerning what is their real thinking and when will they pass this?
You see, it's personal now, the interaction I've had with members of National Assembly.
Yeah.
But what I've seen is that there's a conspiracy against Nigerians
By who?
by who the minister said that the cabal in the industry.
Well, we don't
they are
know them.
faceless. I don't know them as well because it does not make sense. I mean, if there's fire in the village, you run to the shrine. If there's fire in the shrine, where will you run to? The shrine, as we're talking, is National Assembly. We don't even know. I mean, for years, 8 years, you cannot pass a bill. The Senate president, the number 3 man in this country, thrice has come out that when they start their calendar year, the PIB will be passed. The number 3 man can say a word, and we cannot go to sleep. You know, there's more to it that beats the eyes. You understand what I'm saying? If the number 3 man can come out, I've heard him, Senator David Mark, say that when we start, this PIB thrice and nothing has come out. You understand what I'm saying? So how would I know? How would I know? But but what I feel is that if Nigerians can rise with one voice, as I said, the Shell this thing is a big threat. Konoko Phillips, I was talking to one of their top management personnel early this year, and he said what it took them about 10 years or so to do in Nigeria, where in terms of exploration, just took them 2 years with the Shell cracking system. So we're actually, we're actually in a lot of problems, and it's unfortunate that we have not been able to use these resources to do what like they are doing in Dubai and co. To enhance other spheres of our economic life, agriculture, you name it, infrastructures and everything. The rail system is non-existent, all those things, we have not done them. So by the time, we are, as already said, that we'll be begging people to sell our oil. When you are begging to sell something, you know how much you'll be paying for it.
Is it true then about what they say, the local content part of that bill?
Yeah.
I think PENGASSAN also has a word in it, but there are those who think that, part of those who oppose it think local content gives a lot more power to certain people, and perhaps that should not be. Is there anything wrong with that aspect?
No, there's nothing wrong with that, because when the oil and gas exploration started in Nigeria, we didn't have the expertise. And now there's no area that we don't have, a seemingly expertise. And it's just fair for Nigerians to be able to, if you have the wherewithal, if you have the resources for you to play. It's your country. You should have even the first, this is what they call first refusal when it comes to things like that. But we know it has been abused, like so many things have been abused in Nigeria. Even, when you're working with all these IOCs, you expect that there will be a certain number of years that a Nigerian will understudy them, then they will go back. There's that window. But we now notice that, in connivance with the Ministry of Internal Affairs, we see people that are not meant to be, still in the country, still holding on to jobs that Nigerians can do. That's in that private side. Then the Nigerians that even own companies, firms, especially in the servicing area, the way they even treat Nigerians are worse than the foreigners. We've helped them to make sure that you have a business, but because they know all the governors, they know everybody. At times they send the youths in the villages against our people with machetes and things like that. We are always on the receiving end. We are always on the receiving end.
Well, we've got some questions on the same bill. They want to know. Henry, for instance, says, would any part of the PIB bring an end to all the alleged corruption ongoing in NNPC?
Yes, it will reduce it, because when you pull NNPC from the umbilical cord of the presidency, it should be there naked. Everybody can see. You know, whatever contracting they are doing, whatever they are awarding will be displays, displays like every other national company does. It will reduce it. It will arrest it. It cannot, because there's nowhere that you don't have corruption, even abroad, you know, but it will reduce it significantly.
Okay, so what about this, that it will be, it's skewed as it is now, it's skewed towards helping the local companies that will not invest in exploration and production, resulting in unemployment.
I think that's right.
Are the local companies prepared to invest, in your opinion, are they prepared to invest in exploration and production in order to cut down unemployment?
Yeah. When we have
let's put it this way, how many local companies have the capability to invest in exploration and production?
As it is now, I've not seen any that has the capability. But you know,
the PIB as it is,
we've seen Owando.
It's tilted towards that.
Yes, you know, we've seen Owando making a lot of inroads. You understand? Owando is doing a lot of jobs, and because he will get there. Basically, you know, it's a love for the future. We will get there in the sense that you can partner, when you partner with foreign firms to do all this exploration, it will get to a time that you have enough Nigerians that can do everything. And one of the issues that we have is that even financing, Nigerians don't really have the capability for financing the huge, operation that is needed, in that sector.
After all these years.
Yeah, all these years. I mean, you know what's happening in our sector when it comes to financing as well. So, some few folks that took some money out of this, that have run down that even tried to go to the bank.
So at the end of the day, if this bill is passed,
yes,
wouldn't there be a large loophole? I mean, if the local companies don't have the capability, as you say, they're not financially buoyant to fill the gap,
yes,
and the bill goes through, wouldn't we have a serious
we
problem?
wouldn't, because the local content is just that if you are the wherewithal, it's you that will come out. If you don't, I mean, the IOC, the international companies, they take the space. But what we are saying that if there's any Nigerian indigenous company or individual can be a player like what's it called, Dangote is doing, downstream now or whatever. If you have the wherewithal to do it, yes, it should be open for you, so that you can also participate. But it's not as if that it will stop. There'll be an arrested development if you are not there. No, there will still be people there.
So what's the current position of the bill now?
The current position of the bill is that, as rightly said, the committees have been taking forever to bring out what they feel should be and bring it out for debate. And I don't see. I mean, I've seen the bill. I don't see why it should be taking them that much. This is what should be their job, day in, day out. And we are saying that it has been there for 8 years. 8 years.
Are you counting, the number of years before the bill was re-presented to the National Assembly?
It's all a what you call a long road of frustration. It's like a wilderness.
This as far back as former President Obasanjo.
Yes. Obasanjo started the OGIC. Obasanjo started the OGIC. Then from Yar'Adua, we now started having the OGIC now turned to the PIB. He first started the re-engineering of the sector, bringing up some guys that brought up a document called the OGIC. Now after that one, it's now become a bill that we've been going 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 8 years now. And because of that, we are saying that 4 years down the line, we've now had new investment in the sector. And I was saying that, look, all the senators with their fancy shirts and their fancy cars, the way it's going, if they leave this thing for too long, they will not have even money to back up their pay. That's what is happening now.
But are we, as a country,
yes,
still exerting the same amount of monitoring? I mean, if we're at all up to standard, to IOCs who are pulling out of the shallow waters and going deep offshore?
I would tell you that if a country is as corrupt as it is in Nigeria, you cannot say that we are monitoring anything.
In that sector?
Yes, you cannot really say that we are monitoring anything. I can tell you that because I have people in some of these IOCs that they say that I wish I'm the Minister of Petroleum. I know what I would have done to these guys. There's so much rot. I mean, where we can even see them. We're not talking of they're going there where we cannot see them. You understand what I'm saying?
When you say so much rot, in what kind of cases?
Well, you see, the dynamics at play in the operations of the IOCs, drilling is, you have to be, like when you're talking of measurements, where do you get measurement from? We've had other arguments for years,
Measurement for the exact amount of
crude coming.
We still don't know.
We still don't know. We've been having that argument with and I mean, in fairness to NNPC, when we notice that when you're talking of even the production, what we are producing a day, we don't really know it. The IOCs were giving us different figures contrary to what NNPC were saying and how much they should take. So we now went to the big shots in NNPC and said, look, it's high time you come with your consultants and meet with the consultant of the IOCs. If need be, let us have a third consultant that will look at everything. But unfortunately at that meeting, the IOCs came with low-level or middle-level personnel, to come and talk to the top brats of NNPC. So, just as the NNPC have their issues, the IOCs have their issues. But a body that can call all of them together to get the facts once and for all is National Assembly.
But the IOCs will know exactly how much crude is being pumped in this country.
The IOCs will know. I'm not privy to that. The IOCs will know. They'll know what they are taking out. The only people that might not know what they are taking out are those the vandals.
I think a question will also be: are we really being fair to the National Assembly? Because if we look at everything that has happened, say in the last 3 years or so, in the oil industry, even within the executive, you find that many committees have been set up and sometimes some investigations carried out, and it would seem that nothing really comes out of it. You're just talking about, is it knowing the amount of crude we actually pumped? There was a committee that was set up to that effect. What did we see at the presentation of the report?
I will blame the National Assembly for a lot of things. Look at the subsidy scandal that we had, and look at what played out with one of the members of REP, and nothing, I mean, we are talking of people died on the streets of Nigeria trying to fight for, the reversal of the pump price. And you're now going to go and blackmail somebody, and there's the money issue and everything like that. I mean, we have a lot of personality problems there, and the leadership of the different houses, when you expect them to take the bull by the horn, they just shy away from doing that. I mean, this is the most expensive National Assembly in the world. I mean, people have been saying it, and they are taking, feeding them, giving them whatever we are giving them, the salaries and everything. It's taking even a large chunk of the budget of the country. I mean, that's something that very soon Nigerians have to ask them. Because they are not bringing, for the luxury they are enjoying at the expense of Nigerians, they are not doing the work we expect from them. So there must be, just as, we look at, we review, we have to, a time coming soon, the unions have to ask them that we have to review their pay. Because we are not getting the services that we expect from it. If a law for 8 years that is going to redefine and make us more competitive is still lying there, I mean, there should be an appraisal of the National Assembly.
All right, Mohammed Gambo is the National Public Relations Officer of PENGASSAN, and we've been talking about the challenges or the issues regarding the Petroleum Industry Bill. Thank you for coming on this morning.
Thank you very much. I'm grateful.
All right, we're back after this. Please join us again.